Hello, welcome to Everything Florida Divorce. We'll call this the May 16th, 2018 edition. And I want to talk a little bit about a story I just read today that encapsulates a lot of what people have to deal with and end up being involved with in a divorce case. This is about a PGA Tour player named Krista Glover. He's a professional golfer, and he was in beautiful Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida over this past weekend for the Players' Championship. Well, Lucas didn't play well. He didn't make the cut. And instead of receiving encouragement from his wife, she called him, quote, a pussy and a bitch for not playing well, threatened to take his 2 children from him and divorce him. Well, apparently his mother-in-law didn't think that was a nice way to talk to him, her son, and they got into an altercation. His wife, Krista, and her mother-in-law. Ultimately, it's the wife that calls 911, says there's an emergency, I need your help. The husband, Lucas, he tries to defuse the situation, but they have to send somebody out. 911 is absolutely going to send somebody out if they're called, and they need to. But when they come out and do some investigation, they see that his mother has cuts and abrasions and blood on her arm, bruising, and it appears that the wife, Krista, was the aggressor. So ultimately she's arrested. And in the process of talking to the police, Lucas ends up explaining that when he doesn't play well, she'll call him those names, she'll threaten to leave him and take the children, and that this is a kind of a common occurrence. Now, I don't know if this is alcohol related, substance abuse related, mental health related, or this is just her personality. But I'll tell you practically, you need to be careful if you're dealing with situations like this. Because normally, when the police come out and it's a domestic battery situation, they're typically taking somebody to jail if they come out there. And I want you to guess the percentage of how often it's the woman that ends up going to jail. All right, call that what you will, but the woman doesn't typically go. All right, usually the man's getting arrested. How do I know that? I've represented men and fathers since 2004 in Florida actions exactly like this. And it happens time and time and time again. I was just in court today on an injunction case. Ridiculous, all right? It never should have been filed, and ultimately it was dismissed. But I'll tell you practically, you need to be careful, guys. And if you're dealing with somebody who's speaking to you like this, that's your first problem. You need to address that. You shouldn't be communicating with each other like that. You've got kids that can either listen or can pick up on that animosity. Okay, not good, all right? And you're going to have problems as it relates to the children. But the next step of that is if an allegation is made that somehow you're causing the abuse, all right? It was his wife that called 911. She ultimately made the claim that she was the one being attacked. Well, I mean, you don't have to know much about the law to realize that, if she said that was her husband, and maybe he was trying to defend himself, maybe he was trying to defuse, he very easily could have been the one arrested. So you got to be careful. If you're dealing with this kind of crazy on the other side, you've got to protect yourself. One, you've got to protect yourself as it relates to the children and your parenting rights, what your time sharing looks like. You also, you can't be dealing with crazy here, guys. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with everybody. We'll be posting a link out to that if you want to read more about it. Clearly it's a private matter, and this isn't a statement about, how he runs his household. That's none of my business. This isn't a statement of what I think is, in the best interest of the children or not. That's only for the parents to decide. But I can tell you practically and legally, you're going to have some problems if this kind of thing continues. And I face it day in and day out, again and again and again, that these kind of problems arise, and there's just a lot of repercussions in the legal system. We've got more stuff on that if you want to read about it. I'm not pushing that on you. I'm saying if this strikes a nerve with you, visit the site, take a look at some of the stuff we offer, and we try to provide a little guidance and information in these really difficult co-parenting, aggressive type divorce actions. This isn't a divorce action, But I'm just saying. So thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe to us, and we appreciate all the feedback. Thanks.